Hello, Bucs fans. Adam Slivon here. The 2025 NFL Combine is here. The coming days are what fans, reporters, and teams alike look forward to, as it is one of the biggest, most noteworthy off-season events. Pewter Report has packed its bags and is in Indianapolis this week to cover all the action, interview some of the players, and see how they test. Before that gets underway, though, it's important to know which players we will have an eye on and who you need to know. With that, here is this week's top 10 takeaways, starting with number 1. With outside linebacker, inside linebacker, and cornerback as the Bucs' biggest team needs, who are the guys I'm excited to see at each position? There is intrigue across the board, from first rounders to late day 3 picks. Assistant General Manager Mike Greenberg and General Manager Jason Licht will be two very busy men leading a front office with a lot on its plate. Number 2. Now, everyone thinks of Alabama's Todd Campbell as the best Bucs inside linebacker fit, and he very well might be. Outside of Campbell, I'll be keeping tabs on Ole Miss inside linebacker Chris Paul Jr., aka Paul. On a loaded Rebels defense last season with Walter Nolan, Trey Amos, and Princely Monomalian, Paul displayed plus instincts leading that middle of the field with an ability to drop in coverage and blitz. Number 3. Clemson inside linebacker Barrett Carter is another day 2 prospect who's intriguing. He was a 3-year starter and leader of that Tigers defense, and he has a ton of athletic upside, and he should interview well. He profiles as someone who could take the reins from Levante David, and with a nice week, he could jump up boards in a weaker class, especially at his position. Number 4. California inside linebacker Teddy Buchanan was one of several playmakers on the Golden Bears defense. I'll cover another one shortly. Buchanan amassed an incredible 112 tackles and 5 sacks in 13 games. What knocks him down a peg is being a little bit less athletic, but he's a day 3 name that we will be monitoring. Number 5. Tennessee outside linebacker James Pierce Jr. is the opposite of Buchanan and many other prospects. He has some of the best athletic traits at his position and showed enough of that on tape for the Volunteers. He has the talent of a top 15 pick, but character concerns will keep him from being selected in that range. Pierce must interview better than he tests to remain on Tampa Bay's and many other teams' draft boards. Number 6. Ohio State outside linebacker Jack Sawyer has a high motor. It was critical to the Buckeyes winning the national championship. I mean, look at him celebrating. He's a pretty happy guy. Across the team's 3 playoff games, he had 3 sacks, 5 pass deflections, which is crazy, and he forced a fumble that he ran 83 yards for a touchdown. He affects games in a multitude of ways and has the power and moves to become a first rounder. Number 7. Michigan outside linebacker Josiah Stewart is not being talked about enough. Stewart had 8.5 sacks in 2024, only adding to an impressive college resume split between Coastal Carolina and Michigan. He's a highly polished player, and he was tied with Abdul Carter, the guy in the conversation for the number 1 overall pick, as Pro Football Focus's second highest graded outside linebacker. He's a bit undersized, but he packs a punch on the field like he's playing on a Call of Duty Zombies map. Number 8. California cornerback Noel Williams is my favorite under-the-radar cornerback, and that Golden Bears playmaker that I alluded to before. 7 interceptions in 2024, ladies and gentlemen. That led the FBS, and is a prime example of how elite he is making plays on the football. That'll play in Tampa Bay, but Williams will need to show off some wheels in addition to his hands. Number 9. Texas cornerback Jahdae Barron plays with high IQ and swagger and always seems to be in the right position. What I like about Barron most is that he's battle-tested, versatile, and physical for his size, standing at about 5'11". He might become a realistic target for the Bucs at number 19, especially if he impresses in interviews. And number 10. All right, I'm cheating a little bit here. I got 2 players, Kansas cornerbacks Mello Dotson and Kobe Bryant. Both day 2 guys. They have a nose for the football, as between Dotson's 5 interceptions and Bryant's 4, they accounted for 75% of the Jayhawks' interceptions in 2024. Each could start immediately, as they fit the size profile and characteristics that Todd Bowles likes. So, that'll do it for my top 10 takeaways, but be sure to check out pewterreport.com as this party's only getting started. Then, when you're not reading, be sure to keep your eyes and ears glued to Pewter Report TV for our one-of-a-kind analysis and insight from Indianapolis. Also, be sure to check out our X, Instagram, and Facebook accounts to see my 10 takeaways and more of my analysis. You can also find me on X at Adam Lives On. I hope you enjoy my thoughts on these 10 players. Leave who you're most excited about seeing in the comments below, or any other players that might catch your eye. I'll see you next week for another Top 10 Takeaways.